Yo, what is good, fellas? Hope you boys are all having a fantastic day. We're back going over the best free AKA player to actually pick up and add to your team. Now, if you fellas are new here, we do post videos just like this one literally every single day. So if you guys like this video, you find it helpful, or for whatever reason, you boys really like me, odds are you fellas are in the right place. When it comes to claiming that free AKA player, you gotta come in here and claim all of these tokens by playing through some solo challenges. You also get these tokens by opening bundles. I believe we're gonna get a free AKA player every 4 weeks. Right now, I haven't opened any bundles and I'm about halfway to actually getting my free one. And you know what? It is the morning before we get week 3 of AKA, and I was like, let's rank the best free AKA player to actually pick as of right now. Now, out of that free AKA player pack, you aren't gonna get any LTDs, so they won't be included in the actual list, but I will talk about the LTDs at the end of the video, so if you're interested in one of the LTDs, just wait until the end. There are currently 7 players that you can pick out of this free AKA player pack, and coming in at number 7, I got Fred Warner. Now, he isn't in the catalog, shocker, so we'll have to use MUT.gg for Fred. I just think this card is getting a little bit outdated too fast. There are probably 4 middle linebackers I would already rather use than All-Pro Fred. Why would I waste my free B&D AKA player on this card? He's got 85 speed, 84 excel, 81 agility, 84 change of direction, 85 jump, decent pass rushing stat with 70 finesse, 78 power move. He is nowhere a bad card. He's got pretty good coverages with 85 zone coverage, also being 6'3", 230 pounds, does not hurt this card whatsoever. His glowing X factors are AKA Avalanche, AKA Form Tackler, which are pretty good, but at the end of the day, I just wouldn't recommend picking up Fred Warner. Middle linebacker position is not really a depth position, and once the cards get outdated, they get outdated fast, and Fred Warner, 85 speed, it's getting a little bit outdated, a little bit faster than a lot of us would, probably want to spend one of our free players on. Also, you can't claim them this week anyway unless you bought bundles. And if you bought bundles, you probably have coins, and if you want Fred Warner, he's like 350,000 coins. I would just go buy him from the auction house. Next up, though, I got Darrelle Revis. I think this card plays so shitty. This card is not good. For whatever reason, he does not play good. His stats are really good. What he does on the field, not so great. He has 86 speed, 84 excel, 82 jump, 84 man, 83 zone, 82 press, 5'11", 198 pounds. This Darrelle Revis Island card should play really good. He's got AKA universal coverage as well as bottleneck. It's going to be glowing. You expect him to be pretty damn good. He just does not play good. He also does have a vintage champion, but at the same time, if the card doesn't play good, I don't care what discounted abilities he gets, he is not making plays. I actually picked up this card and sold him off because the free Troy Vincent was playing better. Maybe that's because I had higher expectations for a glowing X factor to actually make plays, but for whatever reason, Revis Island does not play well. This is the second card that I'd be like, do not pick up. Yes, DB is a depth position, but this card is not good. Every other card from here on up, I could understand an argument to actually pick up out of that free token pack. Yeah, next up I got Ronnie Stanley. Right now he is the only AKA offensive lineman, and it kind of looks like it could potentially be that way for a little while. So if you want a left tackle, I understand picking up Ronnie Stanley, but again, it's a left tackle. It's not the flashiest pick. He doesn't get any glowing X factors. He does get a weird boost where he boosts the strength of all left tackles. He's basically just boosting his own strength because he's the only left tackle on your field that is going to be making an impact. Now, stat-wise, this card is really good. I haven't said he's bad once on this channel. I just don't love picking, an 85 overall left tackle when we are getting 86s and 87s. But again, if you need a left tackle, I don't hate this pick. 81 strength, 87 pass block, 83 run block, a very, very good offensive lineman. Also 6'6", 315 pounds. He's got that good size you're looking for. Again, though, not the flashiest pick. Ronnie Stanley. Megatron, also not a nickname. Now from 4 and up, these are all cards that I can understand significantly more than any card we've talked about. At 4, I got CJ. If we made this list last week, which I believe we did, CJ was number 2. I think this card is an absolute monster. I just think we're getting a better running back today. He is really good, though. 87 speed, 86 excel, 84 agility, 78 carrying, 83 change of direction, 81 break tackle, 54 truck. That's disrespectful. 5'11", 203 pounds. Chris Johnson also has that disgusting spin move animation, but again, I think we're getting a better running back today. He does have glowing steamroller as well as evasive. I'm a big fan of evasive, but Marshawn Lynch is getting evasive. Now, this card is good. He's also an 85 overall. I think he's the second best running back we can get out of this pack. So are you going to pick the second best running back, or are you going to pick the best running back? Well, that's really up to you. Depends, and it really depends on what you're looking for. Do you run a certain theme team? Are you a big Chris Johnson fan? If that's the case, for like 330,000 coins, I would just buy him. I wouldn't pick him out of your free token pack. But again, I understand why if you want this card. He's got 87 speed. It's freaking Chris Johnson. And number 3, though, it is the new Marshawn Lynch coming in with 87 excel, 80 agility, 87 break tackle, 83 carry, 86 change of direction, 86 speed, and 87 truck. 5'11", 215 pounds. It's freaking beast mode. We know this card is going to play good. He is 1 speed slower than Chris Johnson, but fellas, the heavier backs in Madden so far have played significantly better for me. He also gets glowing X factors that I think, alright, this card is disgusting. Because of our good friend MUT Leaks, we know what glowing aka X factors Marshawn is going to get. He's getting evasive, bruiser, and halfback apprentice. I was glazing evasive on Chris Johnson. Now imagine beast mode with evasive. I don't think we've seen bruiser glowing yet in this game, so going to be interesting to see how broken that is. I got a feeling it's going to be disgusting, so for that reason and that reason only, yes, you could call this a bold prediction, but fellas, it's Marshawn Lynch. I think he's going to be better than Chris Johnson. Also, he's an 86 overall. CJ's an 85. I mean, you can give and take, but I think Beast Mode should come in at number 3. In just the most classic Moshi fashion, I actually forgot Mean Joe Green. We do this a lot if you're new here, but I do think Mean Joe Green will fall in at like a 3.5, or like he's right around that Marshawn Lynch mode for me. He is the best defensive tackle in the game, so I do think that gives him some credibility over some of these other picks we've talked about so far. This card is really good for a 275-pound, 6'4" defensive tackle, 81 speed. That is disgusting. 88 strength, 85 block shed, 87 power move, 80 finesse move. I really do think he does fall into that 3 to 2 range, but again, math is hard over here, but Mean Joe Green is a stud. Now, glowing X factors, he does get AKA double or nothing and run stuffer. I would personally run run stuffer on this card. It is lethal. I'm sure we've all played Mean Joe Green. We've all had to deal with him. He is really good. And you know what? If you want to pick a defensive tackle out of your free token pack, this card is going to be on your team potentially for the longest time and actually making a meaningful impact. You could say, well, DT is in a depth position, but how often are you upgrading your defensive tackle position? Once you get a card in there that makes plays for you, there really is no need to upgrade him. Mean Joe Green, stud. Now into the real number 2. It is Marvin Harrison Jr. First things first, wide receiver is a depth position. Like I said, how often are you going to upgrade your defensive tackle position? How often are you upgrading all 5 wide receivers? Marvin Harrison will be on your team for probably a month if you let him be on your team, because this card is the best wide receiver in the game as of today right now. 87 speed, 85 jump, 83 catch, 87 catch in traffic, 86 spec, 85 short, 85 medium, and 87 deep route running, 6'3", 209 pounds. The only issue I have with picking this card is EA is known to just drop banger wide receivers every single week. I mean, think back to what happened last week, the week before, the top 10 wide receiver list. I update that list about every 2 weeks. I updated it last week, and it was pretty much entirely different from the previous 2 weeks. That is my only hesitation with having Marvin Harrison this high up, and that's why I was like, well, you could go Mean Joe Green, I wouldn't hate it, but right now, if you can pick a free AKA player because you bought a bundle or whatever other reason, you got extra tokens, going Marv is a fantastic play. You guys can see here, he's got double me and wide receiver apprentice. Run double me on this card. But in my opinion, the best free token player to actually pick from the AKA player pack is going to be the new Paul Krause. He is the best free safety in the game. The safety position, we actually talked about this a lot last night, but it's kind of weak. There aren't a lot of good safeties in the game, and this is by far the best free safety in the game. He's going to get AKA pick artist as well as deep zone KO. Now, I don't know if we've seen either of those yet. I don't think so. So how good are they going to be? I don't know, but besides that, his stats are, he's a freak of nature. He's a 6'3", 200-pound free safety with 88 zone, 73 tackle, 87 speed, 84 excel, 84 hit power, 80 man, 84 pursuit. This card is going to be a stud. He's probably going to be the most expensive AKA card we've seen so far, probably matching the Marvin Harrison price. He's going to be really good, and if you can pick a free AKA player, why wouldn't you pick the most expensive, the best one? The token players, I did say I wanted to talk about the LTDs quickly, so let's do that. Best LTD, in my opinion, is still Vernon Davis, the Duke. I mean, this card is an absolute freak. 87 speed, 87 catch, 86 catch in traffic, 87 short, 86 medium. He is really good. He's the best tight end in the game. I talk about this card way too much, but do not have a 1.6 million coin tight end on your team. You guys can also see the abilities here: spin cycle, red zone, threat threat and tight end apprentice. I honestly don't love any of those, but his stats, I mean, this card is filthy. Card coming today that I'm kind of curious about to see how exactly he plays is the brand new Darius Slay, 86 XL, 88 agility, 84 jump, 84 man, 85 press, 87 speed, and 87 zone coverage. I think this card is going to be really good, but where does he fall in within the rest of the corners? We already saw one AKA corner be absolute dog shit that had really good stats, so is that trend going to continue with big play Slay? I don't know. I also don't know how expensive he's going to be. We'll have to wait and see until 130. Probably the worst LTD and honestly the worst AKA pickup for this price is Juice. I think this card is an absolute geek. We have a Mike Allstott who basically does what Kyle Juszczyk does, but he is free if you do want to spend your, your season 1 tickets on him. I personally did. I love that card, but this card is good, but like, it's just an unnecessary purchase unless you run a 49ers and Ravens theme team. But even if that is the case, there are 2 other free fullbacks, Mike Tolbert and, Mike Allstott, that you can pick up for free. They get all 32 team chems that don't cost you 500,000 coins. He is unfortunately the worst AKA player we've seen. Not that I think this card is bad, like I said, I just wouldn't recommend spending coins on him. That is really what we talk about on this channel way too much. Last card we're going to talk about today is Chad Johnson. He's not even the best AKA wide receiver, yet he is selling for more than Marvin Harrison. I don't like this card. Yeah, he's a 100,000 coin rental because if you pick him up, you can quick sell him for 350,000 coins. At that point, just pick up Marvin Harrison. He is better. I don't really see a world in why you're picking up Chad Johnson unless you run a specific theme team that he fits, but even then, I don't love it. Fellas, that is ranking every single free AKA and talking about all the LTDs. If you guys find this video helpful, you liked it, or again, you really like me, I feel like you guys know what to do. I will catch you boys back here at 1:30 Eastern time, bearing any delays, talking about AKAs and some campus heroes potentially. Until then, no, peace. Have a great one, fellas.